his hero after stopping middle. I just think it's weird. Like, why do you need to start with female? Just say bus driver stopped a fatal shooting.
Well, maybe it sounds more impressive.
I don't know. All right, come on.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Mics are both on. Podcast is starting, ladies and gentlemen. People from India. People from America. I'm gonna open. Are you gonna open the chat room?
Yeah, I've got it open. Yep.
I'm gonna open. Can you see users in the chat or just the chat room?
No, just if they type.
I'll look at users in the chat room then.
Okay.
Oh, you hear us? That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Sound on. Kylie was playing Minecraft.
We're the only ones in the chat right now.
There you go.
I can say whatever I want. No one will hear this. It's not on the internet forever.
Internet's temporary.
Yeah, internet is always temporary.
Yep.
Ah, okay. Oh. You know what I didn't do? I didn't change to episode 24.
Ah.
So, everyone, forget this stream. Just erase it out of your minds. Wait. No, I can probably update it as we go.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's try that. Okay, 24. It's a little slower when you're streaming because like the computer is running on 20 years old or whatever. So she don't like it.
Yeah.
That's why we don't have any viewers in the chat. They think it's 23. They think we're just re-releasing it.
That's it. I've already watched this one.
It says it's updating.
Oh, you weren't kidding. That is slow, huh?
Oh, well, there it goes. It doesn't really matter. You could have changed it in post.
Yes, I do actually.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I've been pulling something we say. Out of
for the
title.
For the title. All right, Come on, camera.
Yeah.
Come on, camera. I'm not doing a black screen. What are we doing here? Oh, I can see that it's not on. There it goes. What were you doing? I could see that it was just like
sluggish
waiting.
Today, huh?
I don't think it was sluggish. Like I switched and it was fine. No bandwidth drop. I think it was the actual camera itself, like thinking. Had to remember if I trust the source.
I see that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Zero Intentions Podcast, episode 24-ish. Might say 23 still, I'm not sure. Kyle.
Should be 24.
Jeremiah, there are zero intentions. I have no intention. Do you have intentions today?
Sure. Yeah, I have a topic.
Do you?
Yeah. It's something that we've talked about before already, but
there's a lot.
There is.
Yeah. There's a lot.
We do that a lot. We
I just mean there's a lot of things we've talked about, so this could be any topic.
Yes. No, it's an entertainment topic, but
okay.
I was going to ask you if you had seen season 6 of The Expanse.
No, and that's an Amazon, right?
Yeah.
I hopped on Amazon Prime yesterday, and I saw they had a new season of Upload.
Yes,
so I watched that.
So I went back and watched the first season of Upload, and I got into the second now.
It's a great show.
So
they do it very well. Yeah. I like it.
Yep. Yeah, but no, I watched season 6 of The Expanse, which is actually the final season.
Is it?
By the way,
I don't even know if I finished 5.
Unless they bring it back again.
It's going so long and so long in between that I can't remember what's happening. So
I actually had to watch the recap again.
I had to have Upload. And
that's why I rewatched season 1.
The first 2 minutes of the recap of Upload was weird because it wasn't showing the main guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this one of those shows that gets rid of the main characters and starts again? Because I'm not about to watch that.
We recast them, just to confuse you.
That's what I hated about. There was that show on Netflix where they have discs in their head. They switch bodies. It's based on a comic.
Oh, yes.
Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon, yes.
It was so great. And
the first season was phenomenal.
I know. I told everyone about it.
Yes.
And then they come out and it's a new actor. And I get that it makes the plot.
Wasn't that Anthony Mackie did the second season? I
didn't even watch it. I watched one episode. So, I'm not into it.
It just, he didn't do a bad job. Just the writing was not as strong. It wasn't something like, you didn't have that, that new, the newness factor. Yeah. That's that you're like, whoa, this is a cool concept. I like this. But
to me, it was like I had bonded with the actor, the character.
Yeah.
And then even though it's the
Yes.
same person,
Right.
everything has changed, and I feel like all the connection we made through the first season
Yeah, it's difficult for an
was
audience
just
to
gone.
do that. Yeah,
It was like in a book, it wouldn't have been a problem
sure.
because like in your head, same
Right.
character, but like
Exactly.
seeing it, totally different voice. Even if you're doing the same mannerisms, like you're still picking up that it's not.
Yeah.
And I couldn't.
I think that second season they actually had, his new body and then flashbacks into his original body. So
I wonder if that was to try and keep retention. Like he's still here.
no,
Keep
not
watching.
not the season 1 body. His original body.
Oh, that we only saw for a little bit.
Yeah, it's like half Japanese, half German or Polish. Or
Doesn't matter.
whatever
Didn't
it
watch
was.
it. But season 1 was great.
Mm-hmm.
That was the show that had the sweet bartender, right? Or the
Yes, yeah, the
hotel guy.
yeah, modeled after Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, his name was.
Yeah.
What did they call him? Poe.
They called him Poe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a great show.
yeah.
But I can't rewatch it now because I know it doesn't go anywhere.
Huh.
Same with Spartacus.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that.
And I know he died.
Yeah. What was
But-
his name? Andrew Whitefield. Yeah.
God, Spartacus
Phenomenal.
was so great.
He was great in that role. Absolutely amazing.
It was
Yep.
so. When I watched it, I was working like a third shift, and I wasn't hanging out with people. I wasn't in a relationship, and the fact that they made his wife sleep with his best friend, that was giving me nightmares. Like they did
Yeah.
it so well, and just all the emotions they put into
Right.
it. It like I was relating to it and being upset, and I was like, "You're doing a show so well that a situation that would never apply to me, I'm like feeling for all the characters,
Yeah.
the anger, the sadness. I'm like,
Right.
It was a great show."
Yeah.
Then new actor, I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
But Spartacus was great he was in a couple seasons before he passed, right?
I think so. I
At
don't
least
remember.
at least 2.
Remember the whole timeline of that, but yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was really sad when I heard he passed. Yeah.
I didn't know he passed for years.
Oh yeah.
I just I saw the new actor and I didn't want to watch it, and then eventually I
Right.
looked it up. I'm like, why did they switch actors? And they're like, he passed away, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that really sucks. I'll never get to see him act again.
Yeah. Like you said, that was one of those shows that was just so well done that I connected so much to that, and to his portrayal of that character. That like actually losing him in real life, it's like, dude, man,
For the actor,
sad. So to your point, I can't even enjoy this anymore because, yeah.
I cried when Paul Walker died. Like
Yeah.
when I found out, like I had just so much of his acting, and I'd watched all of his philanthropy. I've watched everything, and like I didn't know him, but like so much of a connection and like looking up to him as a
Right.
person that when he passed, like I never met him, but it still hit me.
Yeah.
When I read that, I
Yeah.
was like, "What?
Right.
No, it can't be." And I'm thinking it's a hoax.
Yeah.
And then so I watched the next Fast and Furious movie that came out because that was his last. But after that, I just couldn't connect with the movies anymore. I was like, well, it's just going on without what it was good for. Your main character's gone. You kind of, not Hollywood. They want to make the money. They'll keep doing it.
Right.
I'm sure Black Panther will come back somehow.
Yes.
They want the money.
Yeah.
I didn't like the movie though, Black Panther.
Oh, you didn't?
Didn't feel like a superhero movie.
Oh yeah.
And it felt like it was completely disconnected from Marvel. Like
It
all
was,
the movies,
it was isolated. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like a
it's-
self-contained,
it seemed like its own
movie.
thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't
But-
great to me.
Huh.
Not that he wasn't a great actor. Like everyone in it did a great job.
Right.
But if that movie was not a Marvel movie, and it was like just a superhero movie or an action movie, I would have liked it a lot more. Just I felt like it didn't stack up to what I'm used to with Marvel.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Did it stack up with the other Marvel movies?
I mean, I wouldn't put it at the bottom, but I wouldn't put it at the top
What goes
either.
at the bottom?
What?
What goes at the bottom?
What goes at the bottom? Captain Marvel.
I never even watched it. That's
Yeah.
not even in the. It's not even in the running. It really isn't. You can't build, what was it, like 10 years of Marvel movies and say new characters the strongest.
Yes.
I don't care.
Insulting.
I don't care if they did it to any character.
Not just to the fans. It's insulting, to the character, of Miss Captain Marvel. It's insulting to Brie Larson, even though she
Was all for it.
deservedly got some hate for her attitude. But here's the thing: like I would feel bad for her if she were a good person,
Right.
Like, and she generally it's like wanted to do justice to the fans and all that kind of stuff. But she didn't. It was all about her. Like,
right.
Just going around bragging like, I'm the best.
Yeah.
And, not only as a Marvel character, but I'm the most deserving actress. And it's like, I don't like you. No, just like that. She wasn't saying
that
in those
though.
words, but that was the attitude. Yeah. And it's like, if you want someone to like you, that's not how you do it.
See, if you want to do it, you do it like Robert Downey Jr., who never says it or portrays it. You just watch him, and you can tell he's the best. I watch him in his interviews, the carefree, like, doesn't care if you like him or not. He just knows.
Yeah.
He's like, I just know I'm doing great. I'm doing a great acting job. So, I mean, I watch his stuff.
Until he got to Dr. Dolittle. It's
like,
dude, what are you doing?
The movie wasn't horrible. I don't think it deserved the bombings that it got.
Here's the thing. A lot of people were expecting to see Tony Stark, and they didn't see him.
Yeah, I think that's why I got the bombings.
Yes.
For a kid's movie, I feel like I don't think it's any worse than today's kids movie.
Oh, absolutely not.
I think it's on par.
Yeah.
The accent's a little weird, but I watched Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
I think it's on par with Jungle Cruise.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't think it's any different.
Yep.
Jeremiah.
Uh-oh.
Silence your cell phones in the movie theater.
Yep. I'm forgetting to do that. Lately, I have been left alone during the podcast. But
did you? I don't know if you've seen it. There was an interview. I don't know when Tom Holland did, right after the Spider-Man movie, and they might have brought up like what is he doing now? And he's like, well, I went to do what I couldn't do. He's like, I've always wanted to go skiing, and they wouldn't let me ski on contract. And he's like, so I went out skiing. And I fell and cracked my face open and was bleeding. And I face called Zendaya and was doing it. And then the interviewer's like, maybe that's why you weren't allowed to go skiing, Tom.
Right.
Like,
there it is.
They don't want you to do that.
Shut down production.
Right.
Deal. Yeah.
Well, or you're like Shia LaBeouf, who breaks his hand. And so for Transformers, they're like, well, now you break your hand in the movie.
Your character broke his hand. Yep. There you go.
That's what happens now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom Holland seems like. At first, I was really hesitant to like him because I was a huge Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and they kind of Amazing Spider-Man wasn't great. So when they brought him in a young kid, I'm like, how many times are we going to do this Spider-Man? But the more I watch of him as a person and the character development, I'm like, he could do really good in Marvel.
Yeah.
Like, if they stick with this guy, he could do really good as an actor.
Right.
I haven't seen Uncharted yet. Is it out? It's out, right?
I think so, yeah. I think it is.
We've talked about it, the casting stuff.
Yeah, because I don't really know the story, to be honest. Like, I never played the games.
So I heard they put all 3 games into one movie.
Did they?
So they kind of jump around. So it has, like, certain aspects from, they're trying to get all the best parts of the games in the movie. And some people were like, well, if you go into it watching because you play the games, you're kind of going to be missing stuff.
Sure.
I just started playing The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
And by starting, I mean, I just beat the tutorial, and I'm on the first mission.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I had to stop because I love The Witcher, the show. Mm-hmm. And I had to look up. I'm like, when does the game take place? And they're like, way after. Way after. They're like, first of all, the show is not even following the books, and the books are way before the game anyway.
So it doesn't. It's kind of weird because the books, like especially the first book, like The Last Wish, it's more episodic. Like it's not a story.
Yeah.
Per se.
And there's like a short series too for Witcher, I think they were saying, and those kind of just jump, like just hard cuts to something else.
So what's interesting though is that, so you do see some of the stories, that are in The Last Wish in the first season. You actually see one of the stories in the second season that's in the first book,
and I heard there's a lot more in the show about Yennefer's backstory, which there isn't in the books.
Yeah, they wrote a lot. They added some stuff.
The show's good. I mean, this is coming from a guy who doesn't. I've heard that he tries to do the fans justice by the books. Whatever his name is, Henry
Cavill. Yeah.
Cavill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know until you told me on this podcast after I watched season 2 that was him.
Yeah.
Didn't even realize it was Superman.
Really?
Yeah. Being Geralt.
Yeah.
We're having some serious lag with our camera, so I apologize.
I know. That's what I'm talking about.
Are you seeing it?
We were dealing with that last week too.
I don't know why. We are at great no frames. We're at 30 frames a second, which is pretty good for streaming, I feel like. I mean, we're not going 4K 60 frames.
Right.
So, sorry guys. One day we'll upgrade. I don't know. We're hardwired in. Nothing's running. I haven't changed anything. Same camera, microphones.
Yeah.
If you guys want to donate, donate to the stream. Are you allowed to add? You know, I saw a clip and it was like humble streamers versus not, and they had one of those hot tub streamer types, and she's like, if you don't have the money to donate to my stream, you're not paying for entertainment, you're a nobody. And then it flashes to like this other guy who I've never seen, who calls one of his mom maybe, or a friend of the streamer, and he's like, oh, all your school bills are paid. Your school bills are paid. And they're like, no, you can't do that. And he's like, yeah, I did it. I called and I took care of it. Don't worry about it. And it shows another guy who gets like a $10 donation, and he's playing, and he like steps back from the computer and he's like, thank you so much. You don't have to do that. No one has to give me money. You don't know what this means to me. You've made my whole month, you know, just for like $10 for nothing. And the guy's just, you know, he's in like almost tears. And then it shows another person who's like, if you don't donate, you're not even worthy of this. And I'm like, how do you get to that level of disassociation where you're expected people to donate to you?
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is. Yeah. Yep. And I've seen, you know, like, or, you know, people talking about, you know, some of those streamers that are complaining about, you know, like, oh, I've been streaming for, you know, 12 hours and I made $15. It's like, well, yeah, not everybody's going to get rich doing this thing.
No.
Like, it's not going to happen.
It's a very small, it's like, how many actors are there versus how many Robert Downey Jr.'s? It's just, it's just not there.
Every single, like, you know, like city of a certain size has an acting school. Every single one.
Yeah.
All right. And you know how many people take acting classes at these schools? I still get emails from the place that I, you know, took my voiceover class.
Really?
From, you know, and they have acting schools, and yeah, but it's like,
well, how many people are cooks versus how many people become a real chef?
Exactly.
Like, there's probably millions of people that want to be at that level, and just very small minute. I'm not even talking getting a Michelin star. Just how many people get to be a chef in a restaurant?
Yeah,
it just doesn't happen.
Exactly.
And they're putting in more than your 12-hour stream.
Oh, yeah.
They're putting in almost 20 hours a day for years, and they're not making it.
Right.
You have to, if you want to make money at it, you have to not worry about the money aspect.
Right.
You have to love it. Like, how I don't ever see Mr. Beast saying you need to pay. Let's see, not Jamie, the other guy from Mythbusters does a stream. Adam. Yeah. He's never asking. He has a Patreon, and he's like, oh, I put everything on here from Patreon, but if you want more, you know, you can pay and interact with me. Joe Rogan's not asking people. Two Bears, One Cave. You know, all these huge podcasts, no one's asking for donations.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yep.
We're here to provide entertainment.
Sure.
They'll take the brand
But they
deals.
also get sponsors as well, too.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I'm sure some of these streamers that are begging for money and complaining, they're getting sponsorship.
Oh, absolutely.
They've got Game Fuel or whatever on their desk, and their chair.
But, you know, here's the thing. Like, they want to make it a career. When it's like really like where they're at, it's really just supplemental income. Like, you still need a job. Like, you still need to work a regular job, and then if you're making money on your stream, great, awesome. But now it's supplemental income. Right. So yeah.
This is supplemental therapy for me. This isn't.
This doesn't pay anything.
This is nothing.
I mean, we're not even eligible to accept any money. So
we're not.
No.
I'll give you my Cash App, folks. You want my Cash App?
Yeah, pay us directly. Yeah.
Give you my address. Just send a check.
Right?
Cash in an envelope. That's fine. I'll give you a drop spot.
There you go.
Mark a pin on Google Maps. Just leave it there.
No, I've actually, like, you know, I thought about, like, you know, if I ever, you know, had a internet show or something like that was popular enough that, you know, I asked people to send me stuff, like then I'd, you know, do something with it on stream. That actually I would open a P.O. box. Like, I wouldn't send
that's whatever. Even the guy I always talk about, the guitar guy, he has a P.O. box.
Yeah.
And he's not famous, but, you know, he ships stuff out and people want to send something small every now and then. It's a P.O. box.
Yes.
Like, I sent him, just for all the help, I sent him that I told you, the Hot One sauce. Mm-hmm. Just for, you know, I was like, hey, do you have a P.O. box? Yeah. Like, here, I send you something. Don't worry about it. It's like, I don't know, $10, $9, you know, for a hot sauce. But, and I'm sure he was very grateful. He talked about it on his Instagram, and I didn't I didn't need him to do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, hey, you helped me out a ton. I would have spent more than $9 worth of time figuring all this out myself. You know, like,
right.
I would have failed 20 times, costing me way more than $9.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, like, that's, I love, the internet for that reason. Like,
right.
that there is basically like, you're only, like an hour at most going from like knowing nothing to, knowing something about whatever topic you want.
I went from knowing nothing to my 4-wheeler in the garage is torn halfway apart, and I'm fixing it tomorrow with a buddy. Like, I've got the parts coming.
Yeah.
Like, I looked at it, was like, this could probably be replaced within an hour of looking. Watched 5 videos, talked to 5 different people, read 5 forums from 2005, all listing what I need. And I'm going to have it done tomorrow. Like, if I didn't have that access,
right,
it would have taken so much time to like be looking at it, let alone trying to find what that part number is.
Yes.
Yeah, within an hour, like, and with Amazon 1-day shipping, it's like I can have this done.
Right.
In less than 24 hours because of the internet. And that's the only reason I have Facebook, to talk to people about things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even go on there.
If there's ever something you need, I'm in a forum for modifying the Power Wheels, so building an e-bike. I'm in it for guitars. I'm in it for my own car. Now for the 4-wheeler, you can just talk to people that have the same thing. And to me, you can't put a dollar amount on that. It's
right. Yeah.
I could never do that.
Yeah. As a developer, like, Stack Overflow
my
was
God, yeah.
an invaluable resource. Like,
I'm not a developer. Stack Overflow has written me like 4 macros. I don't even need macros. It just made my job easier. And Stack Overflow, they had the code. I just typed in code to name multiple folders, what's inside of them. Boom, already written. I'm like, cool. I just run a batch file. It's done.
Right.
That fast.
Yeah. I mean, then this is coming from, all the developers, have some sort of resources, but it's like, how to code, but still, like, you always run into something screwy. It's like, what is going on with this? Like, why is this not working?
It's the big argument for Linux and open-based software.
Yeah.
If you have one person failing multiple times, they'll eventually get what they need.
Right.
But if you can take 100 people who have all been trying the same thing and learn their failures instantly, you don't have to make those failures now. They made them for you. You've made some they haven't.
Yeah.
We talked about the Mr. Beast thing. That's how he said he got big. He had a mastermind where he talked to 9 other YouTubers every day.
I'm really bad at, contributing. Like, I don't.
Oh yeah, me too.
I don't post my solutions, even though I've come up with, like, things that literally did not exist prior to me assembling them. I don't know.
Lazy?
No, it's probably more of a confidence thing. Like, I don't want to throw something out there and someone say, you're an idiot. Like,
that's why I don't do it on the 4-wheeler. Someone commented something, and they're all for this specific 4-wheeler we have.
Yeah.
Like, it's all for the Polaris Scrambler 500. And someone posted something that I was pretty sure I knew the answer. No comments on it. And I was like, I don't want to be the first guy to say, yeah, this is what you need to do. And then like 10 other guys who've been doing this for 30 years be like, this dude's a moron. Don't listen to him. Like, I don't chime in because I'm like, well, I did it, but what if I'm wrong?
Yeah, when I was a web developer, I wrote in a very niche, like, type of development. So
furry fan fiction.
No. I did a lot of state and government work, so they had a requirement for everything to meet, accessibility standards.
Of course they do.
And at the time, like this was during when, people were shifting over to HTML5, and Canvas was a thing, and so everyone's trying to do, like, fancy stuff, like you used to see, like, in Flash, when Flash kind of became a thing, and everybody's like, oh, we got to do Flash. It's like, yeah, but Flash has its limitations. Like,
Flash is gone now.
Exactly, but it's it was at that point, like HTML5 was not finished, but everyone's moving over to it. Same thing with Canvas. It's not finished. Everyone's moving over to it. So. And the problem with that being not done is that it was also not accessible. So we had to write inaccessible code. And what I would like to do is, I hated having to write two websites. So one for accessibility, one for non-accessible, just a full experience. Just make one website and just make that accessible website still, engaging
full,
so really the only company that I knew of that was doing that. So in that area. And one of the big things that, they like, I'd go to, South by Southwest and go to accessibility panels and all that kind of stuff. And people, like, I remember one particular time I'm sitting in the back of the room because I'm like, I just wanted to see what they had to say. They're talking about all topics that I've already, I write daily. And so anyway, so someone, they're talking about different stuff, and I'm like, oh, they're really just talking surface level here, just as a concept. Like, they're really not diving deep into this. And someone in the audience raised their hand. They're like, hey, what about video? And they're like, don't even try it.
And you had done it?
Oh, I did it daily. Yeah.
And they were saying no.
Yeah.
Did
not
you speak
possible.
up?
No, of course not. No, because it wasn't perfect, but it worked.
Right.
So it was a little like cobbled together, but it's still like you could still use it, with a keyboard. Because the problem is that the way that certain types of video players would work is like you could tap into it, you just couldn't get out. So once you tab into it, you're stuck there.
Okay.
And that's a failure with accessibility, stuff. So I'd written a way to deal with this using a particular player and writing some code around it, and basically adding some ways like
you should get back into this. Have you been to government websites? They suck. Been to the Secretary of State website? It's like,
right?
It reminds me of car commercials when like a dealership does a commercial. I'm like, did you have a middle school team do this? Like, like
yeah.
Who is there? They always seem, anything governmental seems so far behind.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, hey, new feature coming, online.
Well, I mean,
pay.
that was the constant frustration because we would pitch. We'd always have to, submit, our pitch to get to win the work, and we were always like way better than the other, companies that were pitching. But they got to a point where they're like, oh, we can't keep awarding you guys the work over and over and over again. I mean, we know you're the best, but
that's so stupid.
We got to start using, other companies. And so our websites would move to other companies for a while and then come back to us. Anytime they go out and then come back, they look like garbage, and they come back just
I never
absolutely
understood
broken.
that mindset in anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know this thing's the best, but we got to give everyone else a chance.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm for inclusive, but you got to be at par,
It drove me insane. Like, we had the Don't Mess with Texas campaign for a while. And when we first got it, it was garbage. Not intended there, but anyway, because that's what it is. Don't Mess with Texas is an anti-litter campaign.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
That's where it started. Yeah, and it was such a great slogan that it actually got adopted as the unofficial, motto or slogan of Texas. Yeah.
Gotta say, you Texans are real cringy with that, though. It's super cringy. Anyone that backs anything that hard is so cringy. That's why I don't understand
But it did start as the anti-litter campaign, and actually, like, they weren't originally working for our company.
It's grown so big that I don't even relate it with
exactly.
litter now.
No one outside of Texas knows it's an anti-litter campaign.
Right.
Like, that's where it started. But yeah, the guys that came up with the slogan, they weren't working for a company at the time, but by the time we got it back, they were at our company. But anyway, so we did so much work on that. Did some phenomenal stuff. Still accessible, but we integrated social media. We had this. I wrote this really cool, thing that you could share, like customize an image and share it out over social media. Still all accessible. I mean, like, we're talking like really, really advanced stuff that you should not be able to write inaccessible code. Really, really hard.
Did they just scrap it when they gave it to someone else?
Yes. So it goes somewhere else and boom, gone.
All your work gone. Then you got to rebuild it all.
Now it looks like garbage again.
Yep.
It's like, guys, just because it's a garbage campaign doesn't mean it needs to look like garbage. Like, what are you doing? They retained a lot of the look of what we had. Because it's like, why
they probably couldn't
reinvent
keep
the
up with
wheel?
what you had done.
Oh, no way.
They look at your company and
No.
they're like, we can't even fix this or
No.
update on it, so
Yeah.
we'll just start from scratch.
Yeah. I mean, like, it was a lot of work. Like, my buddy, you know, he was working on all the social media integrations, and I was working on, you know, basically the rest, like assembling the rest of the website and putting together this, you know, little interactive piece. Yeah, it was a lot of work, but
And then they just trash it.
yeah.
That's what happens when you
Mhm.
give it to the little guy.
Yep. He also did a really cool, like, you know, like filtering for the video, you know, history, all that kind of stuff that again, you know, like I said,
Have you gone back and looked at the
standards.
websites that you worked on to see if they're
Some
still
of
garbage?
them don't exist anymore because they were really only for a campaign, but
Gotcha.
you know, a particular, like, you know,
Let's go. I want a campaign website. Zero Intentions Podcast for President. All right.
not a political campaign.
No,
like,
but
I mean,
but write it for
you know, anti-litter,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
want
anti-smoking.
Zip
yeah.
for anti-smoke. That's not good that you're here now. You've come a long way. It's not good.
Yeah.
I should clarify. Jeremiah does not smoke. He's not a smoker. I just mean the whole podcast started from a cigar
exactly.
time. So
Exactly. Yes.
which
I know.
I will
need to
say,
check on my cigars. Actually, I
my
haven't looked at
neighbor,
them.
he said he's going to give us some cigars.
Oh yeah.
Now the weather's getting nice. Yeah.
Ah, nice. Okay.
So he said you'll have to come over and, you know, sit on the deck or something, do
Yeah.
a cigar day.
Yeah.
He caught me outside taking the trash cans and he's like, "Oh, you're out of hibernation." I'm like, "It's nice out again. I can be outside."
I know.
I
Yeah,
told
it
him
was
I was
nice
like, I got
yesterday.
more done in the last 3 days now than I did all winter.
Huh. Yeah.
Like winter is like I go inside and it's like I'll play video games and watch TV. Warm weather, I'm like, fix everything.
Yeah.
Do everything now.
Right. Man, I tell you, if wood weren't so expensive, I'd build an axe target. Axe throwing
It's
target.
not that bad. Nick built one last year.
Yeah, but it's really expensive.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Do you want it? My dad's
It's like 5 times what it should be.
My dad's got a ton of scrap wood.
Huh.
You could buy one 2x4x10, cut it in half, you know, for the arms, and then you can just use the scrap wood to build I assume you want like a human silhouette.
Well, I was gonna try and make it to the spec, so because I want to try and join a league.
Right, but that's a
So-
human target thing, right?
No,
Or-
not a
Oh,
human
they just do
target.
square.
No, there's an actual like axe throwing league that they have specific dimensions that you.
Yeah,
need
well,
to,
yeah, let me know.
Yeah,
We'll go to
so-
my dad's. You'll probably only have to buy one 2x4x10, so like $10, $20, you know, in wood. And then he'll have the scrap wood, you know, that's going to get hit. We can still do it to spec, but it will be, you know, the stuff that's getting hit. We can build one. Take us one day.
Yeah.
We'll have to use Joy's car. It's probably not going to spec. Well, tear down would be all right. You would just have to assemble it at your house with, you know, the screws. Yeah, if you want to, let me
Right.
know.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime he's got every woodworking tool over there. So if you're serious about it, we can get you one to spec.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's something I want to you know, get into more.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Do you have axes yet?
No.
Nick
No.
bought some. He cut himself while I was on the phone
Yeah?
with him. Yeah, he was
Oh.
throwing them, and it was like dusk, and he went to grab one, and it had stuck the blunt end into the wood. And so when he just reached to grab it, you know, the blade was out, and he actually cut his finger. They're fun. He's always had stuff like that. Like, I had ninjas.
Yeah.
But he always had like little throwing axes and knives. It's so fun. I had a blow dart gun. I still have a blow dart gun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we used to just throw screwdrivers into things. So.
Peasants.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad bought me throwing stars when I was young at the flea market. And when my little brother was like 7, I gave him to him because that's about the age I got. And my stepmom was not happy.
Yeah. I had a nice like little gimmicky throwing playing cards.
Oh.
So.
Sorry, I keep yawning. It's like the podcast started. I'm tired. The metal ones with like the shaved corners. Yeah.
Yes.
I always thought those were cool.
Yep.
I was
Even like a little case, you'd fold it out, pull it out of the sleeve, and
I was into throwing cards for a while. Like just throwing cards. Like just pick up a normal deck and throw the cards.
Yes.
And
I used to always try and get it to do the circle and come back and catch it.
Can't do that. I could just do the fast and then the really far throws. But it was all about the finger, and hitting that corner to make it spin.
Right.
So I could do that. I remember when I was into it, I was in middle school ish, and they had a magician come, and he was throwing cards, and then he's like, "All right, I'll pull people from the audience to do a contest. If you beat me, something happens." And I don't remember what it was. Maybe you win a prize. But all my friends are like pointing at me because they knew I was into it. And I go up there, and he throws his card, and he hands the cards to the kids. And the cards he gave us, you could hold and would just fold down. And I was like, you didn't even give us normal playing cards that you're throwing. I'm like, are you so worried that a 10-year-old might...
I don't have anything to give you, so you can't win.
Right? It was ridiculous. I'm like, well, it's so flimsy, you're never going to be able to throw this card far.
Right.
You'll never, it won't hold rigidity.
See, that's when you pull out your own card.
Like, hold on.
Oh, you didn't used to carry a deck of cards with you?
I probably didn't have it in my pocket. I even did I bought the little thin string and like putties so you could make it levitate and stuff.
Yeah, I did that too.
The dollar bill you could do, and crumple it up. Oh.
I remember when my buddy, he was really into magic, and he did that. First time I've ever seen it, it blew my mind.
When I saw it, it blew my mind.
What in the world, dude? It's like, you have got to teach me this.
Yeah. It kind of ruined it a little bit when I found out it was string.
Yeah.
But for the life of me, when I first saw it, I couldn't figure it out.
Right.
I was like, how are you doing it?
Right.
And the sleight of hand to make it look like you're reaching all around it. I was like, this is literal magic. There's no way this is a trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't think magic's cool, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what life has done to you, but as much as I watch,
it really depends on the person doing it. Like you could, if you make it dorky, it's gonna be dorky. So, but
still, I mean, I watched Chris Angel. I watched all the shows. You know it's fake.
Yeah.
But the magic to me is, how are you doing it?
Right.
Because I know there's no way that's happening.
Did you ever watch the Magic Secrets Revealed?
No.
Like way back in the day, they used to have this. This special. It would come on TV, and it's like magic. This guy would wear a mask because he'd be like, "I'm telling you all the secrets that, other magicians are gonna be mad at me about. So can't reveal my identity. But here's how you do all these tricks." And
really,
yeah.
One guy did a reveal of like some of the Chris Angel's tricks, like his levitating.
Yeah.
And it was cool. It was like a shoe sewn to your pant leg, and then a slit through it. So when you turned to like the park bench or something and turned around to levitate, you'd really just lift your foot out and like step up. But I mean, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah.
Like it literally, I'm like, how are they lifting anywhere?
Right.
And it's because everyone's behind you and they don't see that happening.
Right.
The few that I couldn't figure out from him was he levitated over the Luxor Hotel, which I don't even know how you do that. Like I can't think that. And then he walked. Like the walking on water is usually plexiglass or something in it. He walked not across, but into Lake Mead on top of the water. And I'm like, how do you set that up?
Yeah.
So it doesn't get ruined?
Like, I don't know if the brass knew this, but a lot of people are saying like they film, like the way that they film it, they're basically fooling the audience, like the TV viewer.
A lot of that is
not how it's done. So like the reaction. Reacting to the smaller version of that trick. It's still impressive. Like I still don't know how this is done. They show those reactions to the big effect that they show the TV audience.
Right.
So that would obviously you couldn't do in a live setting in front.
Yeah,
of
all those TV ones are a little weird because some things can't be picked.
Sure.
You ever watch the show Fool Penn and Teller?
Yes.
Whatever it's called. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like ones where they think they're close. And they still let the guy win because they can't know for sure.
Right.
And the magician's always like bummed, like, oh, they figured it out, and then they're like, no,
and they're pretty good. They're pretty gracious about that. They're like, if they're like close, like you said, and the magician says, not quite, then like you win then.
Yeah, well, because that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Like they Penn and Teller
you got some of it. Like it's based off that, but not exactly.
Yeah, Penn and Teller want to know it completely. So like if they can't figure it out completely, you fooled us.
Right.
Yeah, some of those guys on there are insane because they use very basic tricks that you'd think Penn and Teller would know, but they have a twist on it.
Exactly.
So that's how they're fooling them.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah.
I've never watched. I've seen clips.
Yeah.
That come up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Magic.
So I guess the question is, like, do you prefer Jonathan as a host or Allison?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't, because I haven't watched a whole episode, so the host isn't really in it a bunch.
Okay, so you're just watching clips.
Yeah, I mean, but they're long clips, and they talk after. I think I like Allison.
Yeah.
I think she does a good job, but I don't, know that I've watched enough to really say who's better.
Sure. Yeah.
Is Jonathan better?
I mean, depends on what you like. He's funnier, but I mean, I like Allison better. So
I mean, it could be that I like her better just because she's been in movies. Like I'm
Exactly.
aware of who she is,
exactly, that's
so
what
it's
it
like
is.
a
Yeah.
familiar thing that I
Right.
like.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, okay, someone I know I like this.
Yeah.
That's probably all it is, though. I
Mhm.
would have to watch a whole show.
Right.
Who would you say is your favorite magician to watch?
Oh man. I don't know. A good. I've gone through so many phases of different.
All right, what kind of
magicians,
magic
so.
do you like? The big magic, or do you like the sleight of
I
hands?
honestly, I love the close-up magic.
I like that too because
Yeah.
it fools you
Yes,
quicker.
those guys are so skilled. If they're really good, you even if you know what to look for, you still can't see
get
it. It's like, wow, you are so good.
Yep, I watch
Yeah.
a lot of those clips with like the cups or the rope, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I know what you're doing,
Right.
and I'm watching a video, and I can
Yeah.
rewind. I'm like, I still can't
know
see
when
it.
I know when the plant happens, and I cannot see you actually do it. It's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, the rope
Yeah.
ones always get me because there's multiple ropes, but I'm like trying to figure
Right.
out, and I'm like, you're doing so well,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the guys that are like, oh, look at this hand, and I don't look at it, but they're hiding it so well
Right.
with the hand because they know that to not look at this hand, but they're still
Right.
fooling you.
Yeah.
It's like that's so good.
Right.
There's an old clip of a guy at a gas station. He looks homeless, and he like pours a packet of sugar into his hand, and then goes like that, and then dumps it back. And I know what he's doing.
I used to have that. Yeah.
But he's so good at it that it's like
Right?
it's so good.
Yeah.
Like he's got a fake thumb, and it's
Uh-huh.
but it's still so good. Like his charisma. Like that's what's good about the magicians. If you've got
Right?
a good act,
Yes.
it's good.
Yeah. And that's really the secret to good, magic is to be able to, to distract, to basically entertain.
Which is weird
So.
because David Blaine, because I get people confused. He's like really monotone,
He is, yes.
and he's still so impressive up
Right.
close. And it's like he's not putting on a show, and still
Yeah.
you're like, wow,
Yeah.
that was good.
Right.
But his weird, that's the other thing. Like Chris Angel did it too. They're doing things that aren't magic. They just know the human body so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, putting things through your arm. You're just really doing it.
Right.
Or walking on the coals or broken glass or holding your breath. Like, those are not magic tricks. You've just trained your body so well.
Right.
Like Chris Angel had broke the holding your breath underwater while he was chained up. And it's like, that's not, people are looking for how he did it. And he's like, no, he just did it. Like years of training to hold your breath. That's
right.
That's the trick. Like
It's like if you really don't need your brain, you can do it. Like so.
Yeah. Well, that's what because when I was researching all that, because David Blaine's done it too. You're really just slowing your own heart rate down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just trying and trying again.
Yeah.
To get control over it, and it's crazy what you can do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the monks or the Buddhists. They've been doing it forever. When they meditate, you slow everything
Mm-hmm.
down.
Yes.
So once I tried.
I mean, that's something that, as growing up, I used to always, try and basically gain control over, specific muscles that, I couldn't. Like, I learned how to wiggle my ears.
Really?
I never could, do the whole, Spock thing. Like, I had to train myself how to do that.
My stepdad showed me when I was really young, and I would hold my fingers.
I trained. Yep, exactly. Yep. I trained myself to make the balloon squeaking noise, with just my lips. So
the one thing I can never do, and Nick does it sometimes when we game, is you can flick and do the water drop noise.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can never do it. I still can't. And
I can't do the finger whistle. I
I
tried doing
can't do
that. I
that
just
either.
could never get that. Yeah.
Nope, I can't do that.
So
Another thing I can never do is the roll.
I
with
can
the
whistle
pen.
with my teeth, but I can't.
Can you roll the pen between your fingers or a poker
Not
chip?
well, not well. But
the poker chip always was so cool, and I had tried. Cause I love.
I mean, I do a lot of like
games.
simple pen spinning, you know,
Gotcha.
but not like the crazy stuff that people can do. That's just like
Right.
super impressive.
I want to do the finger roll just with a poker chip, down all your fingers. That just looks so cool when they're sitting there idly doing it.
Right. Yeah, it's a transfer from under the pinky back over.
Right. Even that it's like I can get the first two, maybe the third finger. So when you start getting down, like I can't control it as well. It's just practice.
Right.
Practice. I had a few friends in marching band, or not marching band. They were in like color guard. So like when you graduate, like the hardcore stuff. And I always used to play
hardcore stuff.
It's hard, man. But I would play with the rifles. I like rifle spinning. It's so cool.
Yeah, no, my girlfriend in high school, they didn't do rifles. They just did the flags, but yeah.
Lame. Gotta have rifles.
Yeah?
Yeah, they used for practice wooden rifles. That's what I got to play with.
Yeah?
Yeah, I never went to like practice. We're like, yo, hook me up with one of them rifles. I want to spin around. Plus, look at me. You don't trust me with a gun to spin around, all right?
Yeah.
I'm not the guy you're like, yeah.
Right?
And I was worse in high school, so they're not handing me anything like that. Nothing like that. It's not trustworthy guy. Yep. Can't do any of that spinning stuff. I can do that. I can do the tongue curl thing. I think. Oh, man, I just did it on camera and I can't do it right anymore.
Uh-oh.
There we go. I can do it. Tongue roll. We're having a video overload encoding error.
Uh-oh.
That's what's causing the choppiness.
Is it?
Yeah.
Video overload, huh?
Encoding overloaded. Consider turning on video settings or using a faster encoding preset. So maybe something got screwy and it's trying to stream it like 4K or something again.
Oh, maybe. Yep. I'll have to check the settings.
That's a problem for another day.
Yep. I mean, it is pretty choppy, so.
Is it?
Yeah.
I still got to figure out the microphone problem. I don't know what mine ever did.
Huh.
You know what the solution is? Put the computer in the garbage. That's.
But see, that's the thing. Like, you get a new computer, you have to go through all that, set up and quirks.
Oh, God, yeah. That's why we didn't switch to this one. This computer is way better, and we never switched to it because of the issues of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I hate that. Anytime I have to wipe my computer.
OBS, make an app for the PS5. I've got like a state-of-the-art piece of hardware here. Just make an app and we'll stream.
Right.
Like we could do a Twitch stream for sure.
Sure.
From that. I've got a 4K camera and everything, but there's no backlog software. Like we'd have to have a game open. Like, come join Zero Intentions podcast while Fortnite character stands there.
Yeah.
For an hour. Which I got back into Fortnite.
Yeah.
They've done something that's really cool. That when you go into it, when they made custom maps, you used to have to go and find a code and type it in and to play it.
Yeah.
Now on the home screen, they have all these, like a death run, a parkour, 1v1. They've got all these like quick menus. So you can join some of the most played ones. And it's just so much better. Because like I can find cool things. I don't ever play Fortnite, the mode anymore. I try out all these creator modes and stuff. It's way more fun. They had one where it's 2 teams. It's called runners versus shooters. And they basically set everyone that's shooting way up high, and then they make an obstacle course in front of you or around you. So the other team's running the whole time trying to make it to the end, and the other team's trying to shoot them. And that's just, if that was a whole game, I'd buy it. Because it's so fun, whether you're
American
the
Gladiators
or the
right
runner.
there, yeah.
It's just so cool.
Right.
And it's even better when I'm playing with someone I know, like Nick. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get you. Peek your head out. I'm going to get you.
See, I would like that because I hate Battle Royale.
Oh, you got to download Fortnite because there's the thing we do most are death runs, which is like Wipeout or American Ninja Warrior. And there's some really easy ones. And when we first started, we kept getting better, so we do hard ones. Well, last week, Nick goes, let's try a harder one. We get like halfway through it, and we're stuck and screaming at each other trying to figure this out. And I'm like, this is what you wanted? Did you remember this is what? But it's one of those, I guess it's like Dark Souls for you. It's like, it's one of those things that's hard. Yeah. But when you beat it, you're like, yes.
Right.
But the whole time you're asking yourself, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Why did we willingly join this.
Right. Yeah.
And
so I guess my brother, took a break.
is he back into it?
So no, because he asked me if I was doing anything tonight because he wanted to play Hunt Showdown.
Oh, he's supposed to be giving me his copy. Don't get him back into
No,
it.
no,
right?
not Josh. Jordan.
Oh.
Yeah. But
I'll take his copy too. Anything.
I don't think it's going to be very long. You just need a little break because he's playing it too much. But yeah, because but anyway, so I beat it and there's.
I'll take your copy. I'll take anyone's copy.
Yeah, if Josh won't give it to
he
him,
will. It's just like when someone's giving you something, you don't want to like bug them about it. So like I'm not gonna go out of my way to call and be like, hey, can I come pick up this game? It's just like when I see him,
yeah,
I'll snag it,
which is not often. So
I think your sister might be seeing him this weekend. So
yeah,
fingers crossed. Feel bad for my family because I'll probably, if I like the game, it's just one of those things where I'll dump way
like
too many
I
hours in.
I love the way that they did multiplayer with this. Like it's so much easier, so much better than previous versions.
I'll put some hours into it before I ever ask you to play multiplayer.
I recommend that. Yeah,
because it'll be like you when I watched my dad play video games for the first time, and you're just like, I'm gonna go in the other room. I can't watch this anymore. I cannot watch you do this.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if you die, and I've basically visited your world. If you die, I get kicked out. Like I'm
immediately.
Like I go back to my world and have to come. You have to resummon me.
Oh God, you know how often that would happen if I was playing like first time ever, no Dark, no Souls game ever. You join my level, and while I'm waiting for you to join, I die by something, and you wouldn't even get fully in, and you'd be like, okay, all right,
yeah,
let's not do that. Can you rush people in that? So like in Diablo, you could join, and they could kill everything for you, and you could be gaining experience.
Yeah.
So you can rush.
Sure. Yeah.
That used to be worth money in games.
Yeah.
Like you could sell for real people money. Someone would be like, hey, I just need to rush to this level where this, I can't do this quest. Just rush me through it.
Yeah.
And now I think it's like a rush for rush. It's like, hey, I've got a high level, but I'm doing another one. Just rush me to this point in the game, and then we'll switch over. And if you want a character, I'll just rush you to the same distance.
Yeah.
I haven't done it because I hate talking to people now.
Yeah.
Like on PC it was cool, you just chat, but I don't want to put a headset on and talk to a random person.
Yeah.
Just I'm antisocial.
That's kind of weird. Yeah.
I've hit my level of friends.
Any type of game that has, chat support, I'm like, nope, mic's off. I don't have a mic.
Yeah, I think I told you I was playing Apex.
Although I did do it in my guild, Final Fantasy.
Well, if you have to, you have to meet people that way.
Sure. Yeah.
But we were playing Apex.
It was awkward because I'm playing a little cat girl, and here I come.
This
I'm
is
like,
your
hey
voice?
guys, yeah.
What
It's
up?
me, little cat girl.
We were on a cruise ship, and we did one of those game shows where you had to dress up you had to get clothes from your section to dress up like a girl. Then they line up all these guys, and we're all lined up there, and they go through and they're asking your name and your job, and these guys are just saying it for real. And they get to me and they're like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "It's Candy." And the guy's laughing, and he's laughing. And he goes, "Okay," and he can't even get it out straight. He's like, "What do you do for work, Candy?" And I was like, "I'm a stripper."
Oh no!
And then they're laughing, and they get the guy next to me he's just straight up jacked guy. Like he looks like he looks like The Rock. And they get to him, they're like, "And what's your name?" And he's got all these girl clothes on. He's like, "It's Bob." Like straight deep, and it was so funny to go from my like fake girl voice straight to like he just toned it as low of a voice he could, and that was equally as funny. Like a guy doing a really high pitched voice, hilarious. Guy doing a super deep voice, also hilarious in girl clothes. Yeah, and then they had us do other tasks, and they wanted us all to race doing the worm across the floor. I can't do the worm.
Oh.
And the other guy was like 300 pounds, could not do the worm. And so everyone makes it, and they're like cheering us on, waiting for us, and we can't. We're not going for it. I can't do the worm.
Just flopping around. You're doing the dead fish.
And so finally they stop us, and they're like, "All right, we got Peter Griffin and Quagmire here that can't do it." And they played the clip of me and that guy trying to worm through the whole week on the cruise station. Over and over of us just trying to do the worm.
Oh,
it was
man.
humiliating. Humiliating. It's just on each side of the spectrum, like the skinniest guy you can find and the biggest guy you can find. Let's make him do the worm across the floor. That's entertainment. And I don't fault anyone for laughing. It's dead hilarious. I don't care who you are. You can laugh at misery. It's hilarious.
Yes. Right.
I mean, I'm laughing about it now. It's hilarious to think of me trying to do it.
Have you learned how to do the worm since?
No.
That was not like a lesson learned.
Like
I need to learn.
Yeah, I learned the lesson. Don't do the worm in front of people.
Okay.
You can't do it, Kyle.
Pass. No.
Yeah. That's a no. That's with me, like with alcohol shots. I can't do a shot.
Yeah.
I can drink alcohol, but like a shot makes me feel sick right away.
Oh, really?
Or I can't swallow it fast. Like it's weird.
Huh.
So whenever we're out and everyone's doing shots, I'm like, nope, not me.
Hmm.
They're like, oh, come on, it's an occasion. I'm like, nah, I'm not even. I already know. I know it's not happening.
Huh.
There's no way. I won't even do it now. Like before, I would try. Like my first date with Joy, she ordered shots like on our first date.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh geez, all right, I got it down, and it was like trying to hold my cool.
See, that's the thing. Like I, said I'm allergic to alcohol. I still drink though, occasionally, rarely. But like that right there is like I'm not about that. Like, on a first date, girl ordering shots. Like,
it wasn't like shots. It was like we had ate dinner, and they were like, she's like, oh, we're sitting at a bar eating, and she's like, should we just get one shot? Like it's not like we're going out partying. It's like, do you want to do a shot? And it's like, well, when someone asks you if you want to do a shot, that implies they're wanting to do it. Sure. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess. And then that was it. That was the only time she's seen me do a shot. And she had to go to the bathroom right now. She just did the shot. And she's like, I got to go to the bathroom. And I was like, cool. And I'm like sitting there like trying not to die after. I'm like, thank God she walked away. I don't have to explain that I can't do shots. Because at that point, I'd already realized I cannot do shots. But
oh, so you already knew, huh?
I
could have said no then.
I could have. But Jeremiah, the women don't come along very often for men like me. You... First date you do, we'd hung out before. I'm not gonna, like, we didn't just meet in first date, like we were friends. So it wasn't like first date, let's do shots, we just met. Never again. I should have said no, but strength. Yep.
Never do anything you don't want to do, even if a girl asks you.
I do a lot of things girls ask me not to do.
Yeah.
That's my problem. That's the problem, Jeremiah. I'm lucky I have this room we're in right now. I forget what it was. One I think it was Timmy was like, hey, I was talking about wanting an AR-15 or an AK, and he's like, oh, just buy it. And I was like, I can't. Joy doesn't really want guns. I don't really have the money for it. And he's like, just buy it. She doesn't need to know. I'm like, well, Timmy.
There's a distinction. I'm not saying feel free to do whatever you want to do. It's don't let someone cross your boundaries just because they ask.
That wasn't like a hard boundary. Like there's things that I like absolutely just I'm not gonna do. But like
because I mean honestly, like
that's just one of those uncomfortable things.
Ignoring the the feelings in the basically not respecting your partner to that level is wrong. So
you went to Cedar Point, right?
Yeah.
I didn't go. I can't do that anymore. Yeah. Like my equilibrium is not the same as it was. So I just can't. So like, she asked me to go and she's like, oh, it's a family thing. I'm like, it's just not worth it. I'm not going to go. So like, there's things that I just won't do.
Sure.
That would be a day of misery. One shot's like 10 minutes of uncomfortableness for me. And then it was worth it. Any other point in my life, that got a marriage. All right. So worth it. At the bar with friends celebrating a new job, it's not worth it. Yeah. Love you guys. It's not worth it. Yeah. I'm not going to, my 10 minutes is not worth your hurrah moment. The cooking game, that's not it. It's not worth it. There's no amount getting me to play that cooking game.
That was torture. When we played that at, Kyle and Josh's.
Yeah.
Like, guys, do you not know how to work together?
I know. What's going on? Every time, I just can't.
It's like, why are we playing a cooperative game?
Uncooperative.
Exactly. It's like, I'm not going to work with you. I'm trying to accomplish my tasks, regardless of what you're doing. It's like, we won't win that way.
Yep.
So, yeah. Like, you cannot personally perform better, like to your best, if you're screwing over all the rest of your team and expect the team to win.
I got a story about
no matter
that.
how good you play, we're all gonna lose.
I don't know if I talked about this. I went and saw my little brother play hockey. He's 10. And I'm watching, and he's not like the greatest player, but he's not bad. He's only 10. But I'm watching this, and like I can't get behind what they're doing. Like they've got good players, but they're not working as like a team at all. There's like
you're just looking for openings, for opportunities.
Yeah, they're just doing. And so I asked my dad, I'm like, what is going on? And he said that's the coach tells them to do that.
Yeah.
The coach told the team and the parents he doesn't care about anything but wins. He wants to be the most winning coach, and he trains the kids to do their best. And he doesn't want to help them. If you're not good, he just doesn't work with you. And I was like, how do you get to a position as a coach and you're telling people individualism is the best? Like it's all about teamwork. In any team sport, it should be working with the team. I don't care if you've got Tom Brady and you give him to the Lions. It's not going to work unless you work as a team.
Right.
You can have the best player and it's not it.
Yeah.
But I guess there's coaches out there that just want to pick the best and expect it to work.
Right.
Like, yeah. Just do what you do best.
I always play my best players.
Yeah, that's what he did.
They're exhausted.
Yeah, so he did that. He would pull people off.
Yeah.
They'd get one play, and he'd call them off and put the best player. The other weird thing is the captain on the team was the coach's son. And the assistant captain was the assistant coach's son.
Okay.
And that alone is just...
Well, I mean, they're getting way more training, so of course they're better.
And they weren't.
Because they get it at
Well,
home.
the assistant coach's son was pretty good, but the coach's son was... I mean, he's decent, but he was rough, and then he was playing way more than anyone. So, of course, you're getting tired, and you're just not doing well.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, I told my dad, and he agrees, you shouldn't get your kid in a sport where it's a parent coach.
Yeah.
Like, if their kid's on the team, it's just already wrong.
Right.
You shouldn't want to coach your own kids. It just makes a weird power struggle.
Yeah.
I've never met anyone that could just disassociate that that's their kid.
Right.
Like, you're always going to want to
of course.
give your kid some kind of attention. And I don't think that's wrong. You should want to. But given the opportunity, you shouldn't be in that position.
Right.
That's like working at a company with a conflict of interest. You're like, well, we should let these people do this job. It's like, don't you own that company? Yeah, I own that one too. We should do that. They're way higher than everyone else. Yeah, I know, but
they're the best.
They're the best.
They're the best. I don't have any data to support that other than me saying it.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're like, well, should we get them in for a meeting? Yeah, I'm right here. Cool. Let's do the meeting. It's me. I agree. We are the best.
Right?
And that's a reason that there's a conflict of interest.
Yes.
Or there's companies in our town where you look at the company and the CEO of that company is the CEO of the company above it. It's just like a shell corp, and you're like, there's weird stuff going on here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You can't have a holding company you're the CEO of and then also be the CEO under. And then the companies you work with, you have shares in. Like, that's legally probably a gray area, but morally and for business, it's all wrong.
Yes.
All wrong.
Right.
Politicians that salary is $200,000 a year and their net worth is $300 million. Wrong.
Some fishy there.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Or when you ask if politicians should be allowed to trade on the market, and you ask politicians if they should be allowed to, it's like, well, yeah, we think we should.
Right. We are also going to vote on our raise for ourselves as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like cops.
Yeah. Super screwy.
We investigated this instance ourselves, and we found no wrongdoing.
Right.
Cool. You did wrong, and you investigated yourself and found no wrong.
Yeah, that's super frustrating because it's like everyone knows that it's wrong, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's like that's just the way it is. It's like we know it's wrong, but yeah.
I went through a valley of emotions today. I saw a post someone shared, and it's like someone shared someone's writing, and they're like, last night I was stopped in the road with my flashers on at midnight trying to help a possum cross the road whose family member just got crushed. Cop shows up, starts cussing at me, and then kicks the possum off the road like 10 foot away. And they call out the officer in the county. It was somewhere around here. I don't remember where. And then so I'm like, well, I want to know more about this because on face value, that sounds shitty. Like, one, the cop shouldn't care what you're doing with your flashes on, but just shouldn't kick an animal. I don't care what kind of animal off the road.
Sure. Especially when that possum goes and blows up a gas station in revenge.
Right. So I click the police station, and I see they said, we've seen a lot of social media outcry. We've investigated. We see nothing wrong. Here's the body cam footage. So I'm like, okay, so this person was a liar. Now I've switched over to this police station thing. I'm like, well, they're cool. They're releasing their body cam footage. And I watch it, and the cop gets out of the car, and he's muted. So, like, maybe he is cussing the guy out at first. Then he turns it off. No swearing while it's on. Then he walks over to the possum, and he's not looking down because it's chest cam. But you can see this possum yelping and rolling, and then roll off. And the police force said he just pushed it with his foot. And I'm like, you can see from the shadow, this thing is moving 4 feet every time he pushes. Like, pushing with your foot forcefully is what they said. That's kicking. So then I'm back.
It depends. It depends on how hard the impact is. Like if you're
scooping, if you're doing a scoop.
If you're scooping versus kicking.
Yeah. Well, he kicks for sure in the video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, now I'm back on the other person's side. And I'm like, even if they dramatized it a little, I'm like, you released footage, and it shows kind of what the person said. You know, not exactly, and we can't see what he says when he's muted for the first 15 seconds of the video. I know he could have obviously got out and been like, "What the fuck are you doing?" and then unmuted himself or started, because I think it's always on, but you have to like actually start recording, and it just backs up however long they see him get out of the car, and before that's the dash cam. But then I'm like, well, you guys said you investigated yourselves, release it, say we did nothing wrong, and your videos actually show what you're being
there's nothing wrong with that.
Condemned for. Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're like, there's nothing wrong.
Yeah. So you don't get to decide what animal abuse is. We do.
Yeah, that was the thing, because I guess in this county, like, if you were to do the same thing to a cat or a dog, they'd send you to jail.
Oh, sure. Yeah, well, it's a cat or dog. We're talking about a possum.
Yeah, different.
Yeah.
Different standards. So that was...
I mean, sure, I mean, I've killed cats before, but I don't put them on the same level as vermin. Like, I don't have any remorse or regrets about
you would kick the possum?
I wouldn't kick it. I'd shoot it. I have shot it.
Yeah, if it's on the road, you're a cop.
Why would I care if the I'm not going to stop and get do anything with the possum.
So if you're a cop and you see someone trying to get the possum off the road, do you stop and get out and
kick the person off the road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what he should have done.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have just started kicking
literally
possums
kicked
off
the
the
person.
road.
Yes, he should have literally kicked the person. Yep.
We would find you no wrongdoing as a police force.
Right.
Also, no
joking.
Not hating on all police officers, but it is definitely a conflict of interest to not have a different.
Yes. Yep. You cannot investigate yourselves. You cannot not do an investigation and say you did.
Which happens.
And and you can't say, there's no evidence of, wrongdoing, but we didn't do an investigation. So don't even bother looking.
I heard
it's like that's also wrong.
I think Seattle or Washington State and a few other states just passed a law now where if your body cam's not on, it gets thrown out of court. If it gets corrupted, out of court. No audio, out of court.
Sure.
And I'm for that.
I think that's okay, so there's always been corrupt people in every single industry.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that.
Across the board.
And there's good people
but for a long time we always categorize a police officer's word as gospel. Like whatever they say, they're always telling the truth.
Right.
Because they are the
authority.
Yeah, they're authority up there. They're the instruments of of justice. So of course they're going to always do everything legal because that's what they're out there for. I'm gonna find out. Well, guess what? They're also human, and capable of being human
and lying.
So yes,
it's very simple.
They're not always truthful. They're not always right. So I think that having that solid evidence, like video does not lie. It shows what it is. As long as you don't just show a clip.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
unedited
clips
raw.
taken out of context, they do lie.
Oh, of
They're
course.
showing exactly what happened, but
In the wrong
the
context,
story
yeah.
around like how you can frame that segment can distort the whole story. So, but if you see the whole story, you get the whole story as if you were seeing it yourself there. So that's why.
Well, yeah, if you just
Yeah.
go back 10 seconds and clip, if I was the cop, I would just kick the person and just post that.
Right.
You look like a horrible person.
Yeah.
If you don't take the previous 5 and the next 5 minutes out.
Right.
You just look horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all for the body cams.
Having that evidence, to not only like reinforce the officer's statement.
That's what I think.
But
I think they should want it because everyone lies.
Yeah.
And if you have video and you did what you said,
Right.
There's nothing to hide.
Right.
Right? If you're like, yep, this guy resisted, I arrested him, this is what happened.
Yes. Now I say that I am definitely not in support of video surveillance for everyone across the board, but for positions where you are in authority and basically you are assuming that like my decisions, my actions can drastically alter other people's lives. So police officers, politicians, all of that should be filmed.
Right.
Like they literally should live stream and film everything that happens.
Our county has started doing every court.
Yes.
Our county now films every court, and anyone can watch it.
Yes. Absolute transparency. It either is right and lawful or it is not.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm definitely against like all
Yeah.
people don't need to be surveilled. I mean, you're doing your personal life.
Right.
But if you choose to take that authority position,
Right.
I feel like it protects both parties. I
Yes.
don't see the fight against body cams on officers. It doesn't make sense to not want it.
Right.
Because if you are, even if you side with the police, there's plenty of people that say the cop did this and
Yes.
he didn't.
Right.
And there's outcry against him. And there's plenty of people that are like, oh, I didn't roll that stop sign. And then you're in court and the cop's like, yeah, you did.
Right.
And as a judge, you do have to go with the cop.
Right.
I mean, that is their job. You have to assume they are not lying.
Right.
You have to go with the cop. So I don't fault the judge that no video footage is something like rolling a stop sign. You're like, well, do I believe this random guy here?
Right.
Or do I believe the officer whose job it is to do this?
Who I see daily, I work with. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you give the facts. So if you looked at a guy, maybe he had 2 tickets over the last 10 years, you're like, well, I mean, he's not perfect. You also probably know the cop's not perfect, but what do you do?
Right.
Without footage, I mean, that's why being a judge would be so hard. It's hard to say.
Sure.
There's no facts. So, boom, you have a body cam.
And that's also like to that always ties right into like my gripe about the stigma against fathers in family court. Like they always well, I don't say they always, but they're more often tend to side with the mother than the father.
Yeah,
so,
it is true.
Regardless of the situation,
I've seen it both ways, but yes, in
So-
general, I believe in most states it does go toward the mother.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is.
Right.
And they try and get involved too. I know someone who was not married. They had a kid together, and they did not want to go to court because they didn't want that to happen. They didn't like each other, but they're like, we're just going to figure out custody and payment outside of a court, because as soon as you bring it to the court, it's going to get messy.
Yeah.
Because the courts then decide
Right.
what they think should happen.
Yes.
And they're like, I think we can do better.
Yeah.
Because you could show up there and they could tell you something that both of you aren't okay with.
Right.
They could say, oh, this person pays this person this much and you have this custody, and everyone's like, we don't want that. And they're like, well, we don't care.
We're involved now.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is how we see it.
Yeah.
And that's another hard one too. I have, family members that work in there. You can only go off statistics.
Right.
Right. You can't get through the whole life stories of everyone involved. So you just have to look at what you have and make laws for that so it is steady, because you can't have every case be 100% different all the time. It should be, but we just don't have the system for that. So they have to rely on some sort of system. Just don't get a divorce with children. Stay in it forever. You have to. I'm kidding. If it's very toxic, you should.
Absolutely.
My parents are divorced. I think all of my friends' parents are divorced, most of them, and it's just better. I mean, the children turn out fine. not me, but
I'm a bad example. So are all my friends.
Yeah, but we're all horrible people. I promise it's not because of the divorce. There's other factors at play. Yeah, it's other factors at play. Other factors at play. I promise. That was a bad example. I apologize, audience. Find someone else as a better example. I don't even have matching socks on. It's all
I don't have my life together.
My parents. No, if you match your socks, you're a psychopath. Do you match your socks?
Well, I have all the same brand, so
all mine
there's
are
no
Puma.
reason. How would I do that?
I do colors usually. Today, no.
Yeah.
But like,
see, I don't have that. Like, I literally have all the same socks.
That's nice.
So.
Yeah, people that match, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time.
These are white socks, obviously, but like, dress socks.
You should match
that's
dress
different.
socks. Yes. That's for an occasion.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not going out with mismatched dress socks.
No, dress socks are.
Yeah.
Now they're not paired in my sock drawer.
Oh, really?
But if I'm going to wear dress socks for an occasion, I'm going to put matching dress socks on.
No, I do take the time to pair my dress socks. I'm not wasting time looking for the matching sock.
Gotcha. So if you wash them,
I want
you
a
put them together.
specific pair, and I can't find the other one, it's gonna tick me off.
Right.
So, yeah.
No, I think it's weird. There's been people that were telling Kylie, a 6-year-old, like, you need to have matching socks. Like, that's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Who cares?
No one's going to see your socks. Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah. Right.
I don't even match clothes anymore. I don't know what matches. I'll wear something, people are like, that doesn't match. I'm like, what do you mean?
Right? I know nothing about fashion. All right? I don't care. Yeah.
That's not my I think I wore gray sweatpants
you can
and a
judge
gray
me
hoodie.
all you want.
Someone told me gray hoodie and gray sweatpants don't match. They're like, that doesn't match. I'm like, it's the same color.
They're both gray.
How does it not
they're
match?
Different shades of gray.
No, same shade. They're like, that's not matching. Like, that's an incompatible match. You can't have the exact. And I'm like, what?
Huh.
What do you mean not matching? It's the same. There's no match to the same. It is one.
No, one of them's Gildan, the other's Russell. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah. Moral of the story: you don't need to match your socks. It's a waste of time. No one's looking at your socks. And
I do know people that purposely mismatch their socks.
That's weird too. That's the opposite.
Exactly.
That's taking too much time to be wrong.
Yes.
You're trying too hard.
So if you either put no effort, and that's fine.
Yeah.
If you put any effort, then
for socks,
yes, you're wasting your time.
I also say this mainly, I think, goes for women, but men too. No one at your job or in your life knows if you're wearing the same jeans multiple times a week. No one
unless they can smell them.
Yeah.
And
no one cares.
Then you got a problem. You got more problems.
Yeah. No one cares. No one cares.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you wear the same shoes to work every day, no one cares. I have like two of the exact same pair of pants.
I literally only have 2 pairs of shoes, so.
Yeah, no one cares. I couldn't even tell you what shoes Jeremiah wears. I see him a bunch.
Yeah.
And
I've shown you multiple times that I can stick my whole foot out the side of it. So
if you wore that shirt tomorrow, that flannel, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't care. If I saw you wearing it tomorrow, I wouldn't care at all.
Yeah.
At work, so these are the jeans. Well, these are dirty.
As long as I don't spill spaghetti sauce on it, I'm good.
Yeah. So I these are dirty because I've been in the garage, so you can like see dirt on the knees and stuff. But I have these jeans and another pair exact same because they're comfortable. I would wear these to work every day, or alternate, or sometimes same pair both days. Doesn't really matter to me. Like you said, they don't smell. And then I have a like a coat at work for when it's cold, like a jacket, and I'd wear that. So to everyone, I'm wearing essentially the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Get this, for a year, no one said anything to me because no one cares.
Yeah.
No one cares. I tell Joy that all the time. She's like, oh, I need to wash this, wear it to work again. I'm like, no one's going to know. And if they do, the people who care if you're doing that, you don't waste your time with what they think.
I think it's different for women because they wear such distinct clothing.
That's true, but for jeans or pants, like black slacks, you don't need 5 pairs of the week.
Unless you, again, like I said, unless there's a stain on it that I recognize both days, then I'd know. But if it's literally just a pair of jeans or pair of slacks, how would I know it's the same pair?
And even if you did know it was the same, like maybe it had a brand tag on the edge and you saw it, and you saw it the same in 1 week.
Maybe they bought 2 pair in the same pants.
You don't care.
Granted, that's a bad example because they're all different colors, but I literally have 3 of the same brand of jeans.
Oh, all my jeans are the same brand.
Yeah.
All my all my underwear, all my socks, same brand. I find something I like it. I don't buy new shirts. If you buy me a new shirt and I like it, I'll wear it. But like, I've found what I like. That's it. Nothing else. Right? I bought the same pairs of shoes.
I mean, someone bought me this. I wouldn't, I wear it. Like, I like it. So,
all of my flannels? I only bought one. I asked for them for Christmas. Everyone bought me flannels. Cool. I don't have to. I'll wear them.
Yeah.
I bought the same pair of shoes 3 times. So every time one fully wore out, I was like, I'll just buy another one. I had I still have it. I don't know if I wore it on a stream, a Snap-on hat. I got it. It was the only hat I loved. Wear it all the time. Someone stole it at a car show. I went on eBay for like 6 months every day until I found someone selling it. I bought it again. And I still look. I will buy 100 of them if I have to. If anyone had it and had like 25 for sale, I'd be like, how much to buy them all? Because then I don't have to think about it. I love the hat. Right? Why care?
Yeah.
Got something I like.
Yep. You're like Larry David when he found that shirt he liked.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. You just wear it. I'm pretty sure Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, I think they both, you just pick out, because if you can eliminate that variation of worrying about what you like, there you go.
Right.
All my shirts hanging up, I know I'm going to like any of them. I can just grab a shirt and put it on now.
Yeah.
It's not like I have to go, what will be good today?
Yeah. It's a good argument for, regularly editing your closet. I don't. I have shirts in there that I will never wear. They're still in there. Yeah.
Oh, so I had a phase where I wore dress shirt and tie every day.
Yeah.
In college, so I still have all of them.
Yeah.
I haven't worn them in a while because there's nowhere for me to go. Like, it looks weird.
Yeah.
Like, I've tried to wear it when we go out to dinner with family, and they're like, why do you have a tie on? I'm like, okay, cool. I just won't wear it anymore.
You're going to judge me.
Right? Yeah. Because I don't have reasons to wear it, so I thought about wearing it. Like, everyone always thinks it's important. Like, if you put something nice on, they're like, oh, what are you doing today?
Yeah.
Like, I was just trying to wear something.
Right. Yes.
So, no, I just stick to band t-shirt. This is a band t-shirt. So, yeah. Moral of the story, no one cares. Right. If I see you wearing the same pair of pants, which I won't, but if for some reason I notice, I'll be like, oh, they're wearing the same pants. Anyway, like, it's not dwelling on the fact.
Sure, yeah. Yep.
I don't care. If an ink pen exploded and there's a little dot on your pants and you wore it Monday and I saw you with that same ink dot on Thursday, I might notice the ink spot, but I'm not going to be like, that guy's wearing the ink pants again.
They didn't throw them out. Yeah.
Yeah, it would not bother me. So, women, if you've got slacks, just keep wearing them. No one, well, maybe other women care. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really what it comes down to. Yeah, women suck.
Clip that. Now you're a horrible person. Oh, okay. So let's end this. I just want to say Brendan Schaub is a horrible person. Your streams suck. Come at us, bro. Right? That's the guy that fights other streamers.
I haven't heard any updates on that.
But that did happen?
That did happen, yes.
Yeah. Come at us. We'll take, we'll battle.
Yep, China too.
Yes, China. Well,
Brendan Schaub and China.
We were talking about Kylie's heritage, and I was like, well, you have Viking in you. And she's like, well, how would you know that? I'm like, well, red hair. I mean, we can trace that back to Viking, so at some point you have that. And she goes, oh, and I have Japanese too. And we're like, yes, you do. And she's like, oh, and is it Chinese? And we're like, no, it's Japanese. And I was like, yeah, I mean, China, they said they're different. And I said, China's not good. And she's like, we hate Chinese. I'm like, no. No. I said Chinese people
we hate China
are good.
Not Chinese.
Chinese people are good. I said their government, their president is bad. And she's like, well, who is he? I'm like, I can't tell you his name. I don't know it. Bad. He's an emperor. Bad. I said, but Chinese people, you can't just, but kids, they just hear it and they're like, oh, sure. Just associate. I'm like, no, you cannot go anywhere and be like, we don't like Chinese in our family.
Yeah, I don't know if I would tell a kid about like that, because it's difficult for them to make that distinction. So
yeah, it is, but it just came up and I was like, gotta say something.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yes, fuck Brendan Schaub.
Yep.
Screw Putin.
Mm-hmm.
And his bad photoshopping skills, or his team's bad. Have you seen them all?
No.
Like he's super pudgy and stuff. And then he did a video where he said he was doing it live. And so he's talking and then he moves his hand and it goes through the microphone, like through it. And, so it's clearly everything's green screened. And so the next day, the Ukrainian president grabs the microphone and moves it and then brings it back.
Check this out. Yeah. It's a magic trick.
He doesn't say anything about it. He just grabs it and kind of like moves it. And it's like everyone knows he's doing that to prove like he's actually where he is. So anyone else we want to say screw you too?
I mean, I have a whole list. We don't have the time. So let's just.
Boat people. All right.
Boat people.
Bringing it back. Watch one of our episodes. I don't know which one, but you'll hear about the boat people.
Right. Yep.
Karens. People that panic buy toilet paper. That's it. That's my list.
Right.
Come on, you got to give us one.
You
can't just say I hate women and then.
That's just a joke. All right, I'm joking.
Sure,
I love women, except when they're stupid, which is all the time.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's what I always tell everyone. I'm always right. Well, except for when I'm wrong, but I'm never wrong.
Right.
All right, come on, give us a group to hate.
Sure.
Any of them.
So I hate people in leadership that shouldn't be in it, that ruin their companies. So
you're talking about Blizzard?
I'm talking about Blizzard. I'm talking about Disney. I'm talking about, well, Disney's got a lot of it because they got, not only what they're doing with their own stuff, but what they're messing up with Pixar. They're messing up with Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars.
If you could, Marvel.
If you could get away,
everything they're touching right now, they're like, how can we make this worse? So screw them. Yeah.
Star Wars, please get away. I love Mandalorian.
Yep.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Stop
good.
asking yourself that question. How can we make it worse? Stop it.
I want you to have your meetings, think about the best possible way to make an episode or a movie, and then scrap that and do something the exact opposite. Whatever you would thought was going to work,
right.
That's not right.
Exactly, because you suck. Yeah.
You know what? What would be better is all of your movies are based on books, comics. Just pick one up and just copy it all. That's it. That's all you got to do.
There's your script. Yeah.
Just copy it. Can't go wrong. It's better than what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't take a movie like Milan and be like, let's just make it 100% different. Let's just forget everything.
Let's do our own thing. Let's make a name for ourselves.
You're making a name for yourself.
Yeah,
it's not a good one. Yeah, it's not a good one. All right, tell the people who we are, Jeremiah.
All right, so that was episode 24 of Zero Intentions Podcast. Jeremiah, this is Kyle. Thank you for watching. If you were in the stream, love to see you participate in the chat. That'd be great. We're keeping an eye on it. So whatever you say, we'll read. We'll engage in that topic. So. Like I said, we don't have a script. There's no plan here. So, if you want to talk about a particular topic, let us know. We'll
no one joined in. That. I don't know what you guys are doing. Maybe you're all hungover from St. Patty's Day.
That's
I don't know.
Quite possible. Yep. So anyway, we do our live show every Friday, and then at some point later on in the week, when I get around to it, I put it over on YouTube. So
when he's done matching his dress socks, they'll be
there.
there.
Yep, exactly. We'll spend a lot of time matching up dress socks. So when I am free, then I put it over on YouTube. So yeah, you can see our whole backlog there on YouTube. So all of our videos are over there. So go and like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff that you do on YouTube.
Tell me where you want to drop the money. I'll pick it up.
Exactly.
However you want to do it.
Dropping off money, or better yet, send us your firstborn so that we can raise them to be a vessel for our souls and achieve
we could do so many cool things.
Some sort of immortality. Yeah.
Immortality? I'm thinking we just keep it locked up in like a desert format, and then we just train it to be a crazy fast runner.
Yeah.
Olympian.
That's
all we do.
Yeah. I've always said, if I were insanely rich and evil, I would pay as many women as I can to have my kids.
Oh, you want to Epstein it?
They have to be mine. Yes.
That's what Epstein wanted to do.
Oh yeah?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
He had a weird, crazy theory where he wanted to spread his seed as far as he could to have as many, genetically. He wanted to overpopulate genetically with his genetics.
Oh.
Very strange.
Wow.
That was his
Okay, maybe I don't want to do that then. I was gonna say I want my own personal army of assassins, but
You'd have to keep them close.
Yeah.
You can't do his approach, just
Right.
widespread.
Yeah. All right, scrap that. Never mind. Bad idea.
Someone tried it. Didn't work.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so all of our videos are on YouTube.
We'll do it the other way. We'll just have an orphanage.
There you go.
Train all the orphans to be assassins.
Yes.
I've seen it in movies. It works out pretty well.
Right?
Sometimes they get mad and want to come back and kill you, but we can do better.
It's a risk you got to take.
We could do better.
And when you train assassins, it's going to happen. Like, it is going to happen at some point. At least one of them are going to try and kill you.
So we develop a move that only we know.
Yeah.
We train them to not use guns
Well,
ever.
pheromone lock them. Oh, there you go.
No, we just train them to never use guns.
Terrible.
So they show up to kill you, and you're just like, yeah, I forgot to teach you one thing. Oh, you're done. All right,
Sure.
moving on.
Have you ever seen this? No. What is exactly?
Exactly. Now walk away.
I've kept that away from you.
That was not for
I
you to
trained
know.
you wrong on purpose as a joke.
Yeah. It was a fail-safe. That trap door you just fell into, never told you about it. That was for me. Okay. Continue.
All right. Yes. So that's it. Again, thanks for watching. Yeah, I mean, I say it jokingly, but but about, hating women, but it's a joke. All right. But I do say other things that are offensive, and that's kind of the whole purpose of this podcast is to offend people.
You want to be offended? Go back to episode 1.
Exactly. This
Some
is not
things
for
were
you.
said.
So as always, we're going to say things that offend you, but if you feel offended, we suggest that you zip it.
True that. Goodbye, folks. Let's roll the ending. So on the ending there, I looked up on my phone. We have been doing this for exactly 5.5 months.
Oh, yeah?
That's 24 weeks.
Wow.
That's crazy. A little slightly longer because we had a week off, but
Yeah.
that's nuts.
Yeah.